Glenwood Caverns is adding a big new addition for 2022, and it comes in the form of Defiance, a Gerstlauer Eurofighter. If you know anything about this park, you know that any new addition is a big deal. Glenwood Caverns is located on top of a mountain. You have to take a gondola all the way up to the top. It has one of the most picturesque views of any place I've ever been. And they are home to some of the craziest rides because every single ride here plays into the fact that you are that high up on top of a mountain. And that is certainly going to continue to be the case here with their newest roller coaster. This will by far be their most extreme coaster here. It'll be number 4 in the park for them. Their current largest roller coaster is Cliffhanger, which actually, because of its location in the park, is still the highest elevated roller coaster in the world, even though this is a bigger ride. That one is just sloped up a little higher. This one is on the lower end of the park. If you're familiar with the layout, right when you walk in, you almost make a U-turn to the right to walk down to Haunted Mine Drop. That's where this is going. It's actually a fantastic location for a ride. The roller coaster is 75 feet in height. It is a drop of 110 feet because it's on a slope. There are 2 inversions. It has a max speed of 56 miles per hour, and that drop is at 102 degrees. That's pretty steep even for a Eurofighter. The park, as well as Gerstlauer, is claiming that this is the world's steepest free fall drop, which technically means any drop that doesn't have some sort of holding brake. So think of how Hang Time and Cannibal and Shell Razor all break you as soon as you hit the top of the lift and then drop you. This uses the full momentum cresting over that vertical lift hill into the drop. So, I mean, is it a record? I guess. I feel like they're grasping at straws there. I don't think this roller coaster really needs to be a record holder. I think it's cool in as of itself. Now, the big thing here with this roller coaster that's such a big deal, as I mentioned earlier, is the location. You have to think about how challenging this ride is going to be to actually physically construct. Not only do you have to consider carting all of those track pieces and supports up to the top, but what about digging those foundations and getting those big, heavy construction vehicles up there? That is no easy task. I think that almost is more interesting than the actual roller coaster. I'm hoping that the park or Ride Entertainment or someone puts together some sort of video showing the making of this ride, because I think that would be very cool to watch. Now let's talk about the actual ride experience. The press release claims that it is a 55-second ride. However, I am a little skeptical of that because I imagine that they're actually including the lift hill there. When you actually look at the ride from the moment it crests over the lift to the brake run, it is very short. We're talking 5 maneuvers, including the drop. So we have that beyond vertical drop that we talked about. There's this cool kind of twisted top hat moment where the ride almost starts to turn you upside down, but it doesn't. Might even give you a little bit of airtime. It's certainly a little funky looking, but that's pretty normal for a Gerstlauer to throw in some weird maneuver like that. So I think that'll be really cool. After that, you go into a banana roll. Yeah, not too many of those out there. And then it flips you into one final roll into the brake run. That is an inline twist or heartline roll, and that is at about 40 feet above the ground. That twisted top hat moment is 98 feet above the ground, and the banana roll is 111 feet off of the ground. Theoretical capacity is 750 people per hour, and there are up to 3 trains that can run at once, each of them seating 8 people, and they have lap bars. That I was very thrilled to see. Gerstlauer has gotten better at perfecting their Eurofighter design, and I think the superior ones are the ones with the lap bars. They're just more comfortable. And also with that new updated train design, I feel like the ride runs smoother. I think of the Gerstlauers I've done with lap bars like Hang Time, Adrenaline Peak, Hydrus, Monster. All of them are pretty smooth rides. As soon as you throw in an over-the-shoulder harness, there's a more tendency for headbanging. Lap bars, you just feel a lot more free and open, which I think is going to be a huge win here considering the location of this thing. When you crest over the top of that lift, you're just gonna get the most amazing view up there. I mean, it's an amazing view everywhere in this park, but I think that's gonna be very cool. I think some people were pointing out that it feels like a little bit of a missed opportunity because they could have put this roller coaster more towards the edge of the cliff, and that would have been even more terrifying. And while I agree, I also understand that that makes things a lot more difficult in the construction process. Not only would it be significantly more expensive, but depending on where it is, they might not even have the space for it, or logistically, it might not be doable for a roller coaster of this size. You have to think the rides that they have on the edge are actually pretty small in footprint. Part of me does wish it was a little bit longer of a layout. That seems like the #1 complaint here. Even just one more element, maybe where it like loops around the lift hill or something, or a lot of these Eurofighters even just throw in a helix there at the very end, and that's how it concludes. Not the case with Defiance. So is it going to feel short? Yeah, it is. But that being said, I do think that they have some really good elements in here. And because of that location, it's going to be a ride you remember. It'll usually be the best roller coaster here. Will it be the best ride here? Up for debate. Depends how much you love drop towers, because I think Haunted Mine Drop is the best drop tower of all time. And the Screaming Swing is still one of the scariest rides ever built. So that is up for debate. But either way, this is a fantastic fit for this park. It wouldn't have been my first guess for a roller coaster to go here. I always imagined a wooden roller coaster kind of moving down the mountainside, like a GCI or something. I always thought that would be super cool. But hey, something like this, I think it's awesome, and I can't wait to try it out at some point. But I'd love to hear from you guys. What do you think of Defiance, this new roller coaster coming out next year to Glenwood Caverns Adventure Park in Glenwood Springs, Colorado? Let me know down in the comments below. And of course, stay tuned for more coaster analyses here at Coaster Studios, and I'll see you next time.